What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Under the Lights podcast with Lucas, Bray, and Brennan. Tonight, Bray's going to be talking about his top 10 players in Southwest Virginia, and we're also going to be joined by some guests tonight, so you guys want to stay tuned. Make sure you listen to them, listen to what they have to say. We've got two really good kids join us tonight. So, Bray, take us away on your top 10 in Southwest Virginia players.
All right, everybody. So my top 10 list is based on strictly stats and numbers. I don't care if you went 0 and 10, 6 and 4, 4 and 6, 10 and 0. Doesn't matter. We're just going straight off the numbers because that's all that should matter when it comes to rankings. Not if you won state, didn't make the playoffs, got beat first round, whatever. So I'm gonna get you into this. So my number one, I have Gabe Lilly from Graham. I mean, dude's a gamer. He's tough, runs hard, good defensively. Just I think the best true football player of Southwest Virginia. Number two, I got Avery Music from Hone Acre receiver. Big frame, catches everything, quick, elusive, can make plays in space. He's just a baller, man. Like you throw it up to him, odds are he's gonna catch it and he's probably gonna score.
He's coming down.
He also got hurt tonight though, so pray for a speedy recovery from him.
Absolutely.
Good ball player. Number three, I got Mike Reese from Lebanon. Another guy who's just a gamer. He'll go out there and he's going to throw 3 touchdowns, 400 yards probably. Like he's just a go-getter. He wants to win, plays hard, plays football the right way. And that's why he's number 3 on my list. Number 4 and 5, I have them interchangeable. I got Cam Bostic and Keith Chandler from Union. They're my 4 and 5. They're interchangeable. So tied for 4th pretty much. They're just two guys, 4-year starters, both sides of the football. Keith's he's a wrecking ball in the backfield, plays for defense hard, head hunter. When he's got the football in his hands, hard to tackle. And the same way with Cam, he's just very quick, very elusive, plays football the right way, very smart, very good at making decisions. And they two guys that do what they got to do for Union to win football games. That's why they're tied for that 4th and 5th spot. And interchangeable at 6 and 7, I got Connor Early and Carter Pendergraft. Two kids that I think, I'll say it, they're two of the best wide receivers in Region 2D.
Absolutely.
It's just how it is. I mean, Carter had 860-some yards and 14 touchdowns last year as a freshman. I mean, the kid's 15 years old, put up those numbers last year against 18, 17, 19-year-olds. And Connor had over 1,000 yards, I think. Can you fact check me on that?
Yeah, that's correct.
13 touchdowns.
He had 1,200 yards last year and 12 touchdowns.
So I think him and Connor had the 2 most touchdowns as receivers in the region, if I'm not wrong about that.
Yeah.
And they were both snubbed to be in first team all region. But we won't get into that. They're interchangeable at 6 and 7. Number 8, I got Gage Palmer from Graham. I mean, kid's just a beast. I mean, he's probably 6'3", 220. Outside linebacker, plays a little bit of running back. Just whatever Graham needs him to do, he does it. And he plays football the right way. He plays hard. Very hard-nosed kid. He'll also be on the pod next week as a special guest. But that's why, I mean, he's just number 8. Good football player. Plays it the right way. Number 9, I got Keldon Hamilton from Eastside. He's a junior. I think he had over 100 tackles last year. Then tonight, I seen earlier that he had like 250 rushing yards on Central.
Stud in the backfield.
Very good football player. He might be behind Lilly, second best running back in Southwest Virginia.
Has potential to be 1A player of the year.
I agree with you. He's just a good football player. That's why he's number 9. Number 10, I actually have it a 3-way tie. I got Jasir Williamson from Graham, all-state defensive lineman. He's going to be on the pod next week too. The Woods kid from Abingdon, committed to North Carolina. And the Jesse running back from Lebanon. They're all tied at 10 for me. Just 3 very good football players, play it the right way, play hard, physical, not scared of contact. And that's why they're rounding out. I guess I named 13 guys, but still, any of those guys could be in my top 10.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good top 10. I mean, it's very fair to say that some of those guys are interchangeable.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to name just a strictly top 10. That's why I got some interchangeable guys in there with Cam and Keith at 4 and 5, then Carter and Connor at 6 and 7, then that 10 spot with Jasir Williamson, the Jesse kid from Lebanon, and the Woods kid from Abingdon.
Absolutely. I mean, any given night, it can be any one person's night. So, I mean, it's absolutely agreeable.
And that top 10 is based strictly on numbers only. No records involved in that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, Brent and I have talked about it, and, the way that we kind of have spoke is we want to bring guys on this podcast that are not only good football players, but are also just good kids, respectful, love the game of football, play the game the right way, and just do it for the love of the game. And that's why, as he said earlier, we'll have Gage Palmer and Jasir Williamson joining the podcast next week. Hopefully next week we'll be joined by a couple more guys. But with all that being said,
also to touch on that, if you're from any school, it don't matter if you go to freaking Twin Valley. If you want to get on the podcast, just hit us up. I mean, you can see the YouTube and TikTok and stuff and the Instagram right below our faces. I mean, if you want to get on here and talk with us, we'll talk with you. We'll get your stats and stuff all piled up. Then we just want to talk football with people. That's all we're really on here to do and promote these athletes, because in Southwest Virginia, kids don't get a lot of the recognition like they deserve. So
absolutely,
if you want to come on here and talk with us, we'll talk forever. If you want to, just reach out to us.
100%. Like he said, it doesn't matter if you're from Twin Valley, even if you're from a school in Tennessee. If you're seeing this, hey, I'm glad you're seeing this. Hope you're enjoying. But just hit us up, message us. Like you said, more than happy to have anybody on here talk ball. Even if it's not football, Bray plays basketball and golf as well. We can talk basketball and a little bit of golf. Can talk baseball. We can talk any sport you want. If, like you said, just love having people on here. Love talking sports. It's kind of why we made this. We were actually hanging out fishing one night, and comment came up about starting a podcast, and here we are.
4 nights later.
Yeah, crazy how life works. Loving every second of it. But yeah, with that being said, we will go ahead and bring on our guests as long as Bray is good with it.
Yep.
All right, so tonight we'll be adding to the stage Mr. Pendergraph and Mr. Robbins. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Clay, you got it.
All right. I'm Clay Robbins. I play quarterback at Lehigh, and I'm a junior.
Carter Pendergraft, sophomore Lehigh, play receiver, running back, safety, number 21.
Like I said, guys, good athletes at Lehigh. Carter, we'll start with you. Last year, you tallied 57 catches for 849 yards and a record-setting 14 total touchdowns. Also, you were a second-team Mountain 7 selection at wide receiver and defensive back. Talk to me a little bit about how that feels, maybe setting that record. Also, with it, being your brother, playing quarterback, throwing you that record-setting touchdown at Graham in the playoffs. The game may have not ended the way we wanted it to, but nonetheless, still your brother threw you the record-setting touchdown. Just talk to us a little bit through that.
It'd be his last ever touchdown he ever threw was obviously to me, and which that one set the record too. So, that was just a very special moment for the both of us, really.
Absolutely. Going into this season, like I said, 57 catches for basically 850 yards. Don't have all purpose because you obviously had some kick returns, some rushing yards as well. But how do you look to build on that 849 yards and the record-setting 14 touchdowns. It obviously stands out to everyone.
I mean, I just think, it's my freshman year. I can only get better. We got a new quarterback, obviously Clay. I think as a team, obviously we can improve. I can improve on my stats. I think we'll have a better year this year than we did last year. And, I want to see myself have better stats as well. I think I could have had a lot more than I did. And there's just still more room to improve everywhere on the field.
Good answer.
Absolutely. Bray, do you have any questions for Carter?
Yeah, Carter, I just want to see where you rank yourself among the Pendergraph athletes, because I know the answer, and I just want to see if you know it.
Number one.
Okay, well, you're not even the best number 21, so go on to Clay.
All right.
That's funny.
Carter, you're fourth, by the way.
Fourth? All right.
Who's 1, 2, and 3?
I would say
He's going to put
Brennan's
Germ.
one. No, Brennan's one. I'll go Little Ronnie 2, Germ 3, then you 4, then your dad 5th. Or maybe Gary. I don't know, but you're 4th.
Whatever.
Crazy numbers. Switch it over to Clay here. How does it feel to take over the quarterback position? At Lehigh, you've been waiting for, 3 years now. You played some JV ball. Obviously, played some outside linebacker last year. Was stayed as a backup quarterback. But now it's that time for you to take over the program and lead Lehigh. Just talk to us a little bit about that.
It's big shoes to fill, definitely coming from Brennan, but it's nice to finally be the guy, to do the work. But I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I think we're going to be good, improve a lot as we go, but I'm really excited for this year.
Absolutely. And this is kind of both of you guys' questions. We'll keep with Clay here. What are your emotions heading into this big game week? Obviously play tomorrow, 7:00 at 5 Star Stadium against the Union Bears. What are your emotions? And, are you preparing any different kind of way than you would do a normal game, or is it just a normal week?
It's definitely a bigger game, past years haven't been great for Lehigh against them, but you got to come in with a good mindset, obviously, and know that you can handle them and don't treat it no different than any other game. But it's got to come in confident and know what you can do and play how you can,
Absolutely.
Good answer.
Carter, same question to you. What are your emotions heading into this game? Obviously you've got some friends as well as some foes at Union.
All right. Really just adding on to what Clay said. The past years haven't been great against them. And, people's obviously going to count us out going into it. Nobody's ever going to give us the upper hand in that. But, if there's any year, why not this year? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I like that.
Carter, another thing real quick. Fresh Off the Clock just came out with their top 25 players in Southwest Virginia, and you came in at number 25. Does that make you feel any kind of way? Does that do anything for you? Does it motivate you to maybe want to say, okay, I can show these guys, I'm better than 25?
I'm not going to sit here and complain about that. I was on the list. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
At least I was on there. But
Absolutely.
I could name probably 20 more people I think I could be ahead of. But it's whatever.
Guys talking about football rankings don't matter. Your stats do. Just go out there and put up big numbers.
I couldn't name many people on that list that had better stats than I did. I'm not trying to sound
Exactly.
like I'm not trying to have a big head or anything, but you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's part of it. You just gotta go out there and play football. Who even cares what my rankings are? Just go out there and play football. Don't worry about that. Then just make a name for yourself that way.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Bray, do you have any questions for Clay?
Yeah, I was going to ask Clay. I think I know the answer to this, but what led to you having such a good game against Honaker last week?
Well, that's at school in fourth block, we got a little tradition. We're going to start playing some bouncy in gym. Coach Garrett's class, so I'm gonna give it to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
we'll say
classic game.
Clay did go 6 for 6 with no incompletions
Yeah,
in the whole
I mean, it was all the, and I broke my toe, so I think that was the.
broke your toe in a game of bouncy.
And the people
Um,
people want to know what bouncy is, you just got to be there to know. So
Yeah.
I was going to say
You
the
know-
same thing.
if you go to Lehigh, show up fourth block about 1:35, come to the gym, and you'll learn the greatest game that you'll ever see in your life.
right.
I don't even know what bouncy is, guys, so don't feel alone there. I feel like I'm gonna figure it out tomorrow, but that's
We ain't got school tomorrow, but
no. But Carter will probably tell me at football.
okay.
I'll walk you through it.
We'll go play a round or two. Trying to think some other questions I can get you guys with.
I got one for you, Clay. Since obviously Carter got to do it last year, but you've got to do it. This will be now your third year. What's it like playing on the same team as your brother?
I mean, it's nice. It's definitely not the same, quarterback receiver connection, but him being able to
He's-
block for me,
yeah.
Playing left tackle, the big spot for me, really, being
Yeah,
my back.
big brother protecting your bond side.
Yeah, but it's really cool. It's fun to be able to do it and say I did it, but
Right.
make the most of it while he's playing with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. Start
Well-
you want me to ask? You got it. You want me to ask another one?
You can go ahead. I will say though, not only are these guys football players, they're both more than multi-sport athletes. Carter also plays basketball for Lehigh. He also runs track for Lehigh. Excels in both of those sports. Clay also, besides football, he plays baseball. He also plays some travel baseball. Just two really good kids that play the game the right way. Really just enjoy playing the game, and honestly, I love being around them. Especially, they make the game fun. Especially as a coach, you just love to have kids like these guys that will go out there, play the game the right way, take practice serious, and the end all be all, just do things the right way, win or lose. They will always play the game the way it's supposed to be played. But I will kick it back to you, Bray, and let you.
And to touch on what he said about being multi-sport athletes, those are the best athletes. People can say what they want to say. Oh, I'm quitting this to focus on. I'm quitting football to focus on cross country. Whatever, just name it. Whatever, doesn't matter. Quitting basketball to focus on football. The best athletes that play two sports. LeBron played football and basketball in high school. Randy Moss played football and basketball. Jason Williams played football and basketball. All these guys are playing more than one sport just because, you can equivalent football. You get strength, athleticism, whatever. Put it on the basketball court and get your explosiveness and whatnot. And just play more than one sport in high school. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. I am going to ask a little something, Bray. So Clay is a Virginia Tech fan. So Clay, I want to get your outlook on their game this weekend against South Carolina, all-state kickoff game in Atlanta on Sunday. Have you kind of looked at that game at all? Have you kind of checked it out any, or
A little bit, not much. I have a little bit though.
you think
Trying to find
Virginia Tech can win it?
I mean, I hope so. it's a big first game, but
Absolutely,
South Carolina's good. Lenore Sellers is good,
he is.
but I don't know.
Oh,
I think they got a chance.
I got a picture for you of Clay at the Tennessee orange and white game.
yes, there it is. He's a Vol.
Let's see. There's a There's a little Carter right there.
Is that
Boss
Tyler,
bigger than
is
I
that
am.
Tyler Tabor in there too?
Yeah, in the black.
Yeah, I swear I thought it was him.
April 16th, 2016.
This is
9
another
years ago.
question that I hadn't even thought about until just now. This, obviously it can be to both of you guys. Clay, as a quarterback, who do you most, maybe rely on, look up to, that was a quarterback,
Good one.
that you may look up to, and, who maybe do you talk to, as a quarterback? Who do you feel that you can talk to and they can kind of see the same thing as you and kind of speak to you in that kind of way?
I mean, Brandon helped me a lot when he was here, but really I just kind of, it's more talking to coaches really that
Absolutely
help me figure stuff out, but it's kind of doing my own thing, playing my own type of way, but
right.
it's more coaches that helps me figure stuff out and,
Right.
Who
do you feel like, excuse me, who do you most feel like you have kind of like modeled your game after? Like who do you play like that you may like? It could be a Kyron Drones, it could be a Lamar Jackson, a Patrick Mahomes, even. Who do you feel like you kind of play like?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's a
hard
tough
question to answer on the spot.
Tough question. Carter, you better be thinking because it's coming your way too.
I was going to say
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I was going to say, Clay, if you said Kyron Drones, just don't underperform so bad like he did when he was supposed to win the Heisman.
Right.
Always next year.
Right. That's a Tennessee fan talking right there. Carter, same question to you.
I've thought of mine just now.
Who do you feel like, whenever, like I said, whenever, you're playing, who do you kind of look up to? If you need advice, who might you go to, and who do you think you model your game the most after?
For advice, I mean, it's a coach, obviously, like Clay said, but I've always went to Coach Carroll. I mean, Coach Carroll, like he's a coach, but he's also a friend. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
I can talk to Coach Carroll whenever I want. I can call him, and he's always there for me anytime I need him. Like it's just always been Coach Carroll. And for the player, I guess where I'm a receiver, running back, returner, I just thought of a good one. Give me Cordell Patterson.
Okay.
Ooh,
I like
a good one.
That's a ball knowledge pool right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
does it all. Athlete.
Yep.
I like that one.
I mean, sheesh, I coach at Lehigh. None of these guys said me. I see where I stand. I'm playing. No, but I'm glad you guys got to come on tonight, man. Like Brad and I were kind of talking about earlier, we want to get anybody that wants to join and, kind of just talk ball, maybe interview some guys. One of the last things that I'll kind of ask you all is give us a little bit of a season preview. Clay, you can go first. Looking forward, obviously you don't want to, look into the next week and, all that, but, just for a moment here, look forward. Tell me how you feel about this upcoming season for Lehigh.
I'm excited. I mean, I know I already said that, but it's going to be a different style of offense, really, for us. Changing, like, I can run the ball more. Brandon could run, but he didn't. But I can do it. It opens up the offense a lot, really. And
Absolutely.
I'm just excited, and we're going to have a good year.
Absolutely. Carter, same question.
Yeah, different formations offensively, defensively. I mean, like he said, our play style is a lot different. I feel like there's every game on our schedule. It's winnable. You know what I mean? We can win any game. I don't know. I'm just also excited. I mean, I think it can be an amazing year for us.
Absolutely. Before we let you guys get out of here, Brady, you have anything you want to ask or anything you want to say?
I'm just It's really a question. I'm just gonna say, just going off like what they said, and like I said the other night on our first episode, like you guys have a chance to be a team that come that second week of November. There ain't many people that's going to want to come to 5-star or have y'all coming somewhere to play them in that first round of the playoff games. Because I mean, y'all are a scrappy bunch. You want to win. You don't. I mean, it don't matter. Like y'all are just going to show up, play hard, and I think that's a mentality for this year's Lehigh football team. Is just a tough, scrappy bunch who's wanting to go out there and win football games.
Absolutely. I think one of the best things that I've seen this year is just the true team feel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you know, a football team, they're a team, but this year it feels a little different. It feels like all of our guys are a lot closer. And I don't want that to sound like there's any, you know, shots fired or anything like that at, you know, last year's group or the year before or anything.
Just more
like
to get.
that.
This group's just together.
Yeah, it's like
just
they're
one
all
unit.
they're all one unit. They're going to play for their brother. The brother's going to play for them. And I personally love that. I'm thankful to be coaching this group of kids. And with that, as long as Brad doesn't have anything else, we will let you guys get off of here, get some sleep. You guys have a big game tomorrow. Kickoff will be at 7:00 at 5-Star Stadium. If you want to be there, absolutely come out. We would all love to have you. I know these guys would love to have you. Thank you for watching, and thank you guys for joining on the podcast.
Yep.
Sir, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Glad we got those guys on, man. They're really good kids. Just glad they joined. Another thing I will say before we get off of here, shifting into a little bit more of a college football scene, 5-star Tristan Keys has officially flipped his commitment from LSU to the University of Tennessee. I don't think too many people saw this coming. Then again, maybe it did. Maybe they did. He had signed a deal, an NIL deal with Adidas, and then Tennessee obviously signed their new deal, switching over from Nike to Adidas. You know, what are your thoughts on maybe getting that flip and getting that commitment out of that 5-star?
Well, I'm just gonna send you this message I sent to mine and Brennan and Bryson Coomer's group chat on Thursday, August 14th at 8:11 a.m.
I'd say the Keys kid will definitely flip. I love it.
I mean, yeah, like I felt like before Tennessee went back to Adidas, I felt like there was a good chance of him flipping. But after the Adidas deal, I pretty much thought it was a done deal because like he signed with Adidas in like June or July, I think, and obviously at a Nike school, he can't wear his Adidas stuff just because
Right.
the obligations and stuff. And I don't know, but just going off his playmaking ability, it's a great get for Tennessee. Like he's the #1 wide receiver in the country for a reason, and him teaming up with Fajon Brandon next year and for the next 3 years to come, that's going to be the scariest connection in the SEC, probably.
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like the 2027, 28, 29, 26, those Tennessee teams they might do something like that right there.
Don't want to try to speak it into existence, do we?
No, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm glad he's evolved. Can't wait to get him on Rocky Top next year. And I think him and the Fajon Brandon connection could be a special thing for the next 3 or 4 years.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I think that those two guys joining together are really just they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think they're going to be a problem for all SEC guys. And also, I don't think we mentioned this the other night, but the SEC had approved going to a 9-game conference schedule instead of this year being that 8, and obviously previous years being that 8. A lot of people are trying to figure out who you're going to have 3 locked in opponents that are your rivalries. Who do you think might those 3 teams be?
I mean, I think Alabama is definitely one, and I would say, and I hope Florida, either Florida or Georgia's one, at least one of them. I mean, if it was both of them, I would love it, but it's not going to be both of them. But it'll be one of them. Probably Florida, if I had to guess, but either Florida or Georgia one, and I'm sure it'll be Vandy, but I'd rather it be Kentucky than Vandy.
I've heard talks of it being Alabama, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
Or even that, yeah.
I agree with you. I would love for it to be Bama, Florida, and then a Kentucky or a Vanderbilt as your 3 locked in. But then again, you're also getting 6 other conference games. You're playing in the toughest conference that there really is to play in college football. I think Derrick Henry was speaking on a podcast and said, the SEC, it's not like NFL football, but I can tell you one thing: it is the closest thing to NFL football. You're playing a team in every week that's got 4 or 5 first-round draft picks, But
and sorry to interrupt you, but speaking on, I guess this Derrick Henry's last year, I guess at Alabama was 16 maybe.
I think, yeah.
Well, he might not have been on the team then anyways, but anyways, I've seen something that 2016 Alabama defense, all 11 of those guys played it down in the NFL, and I think 6 of them were first-round draft picks in their respective draft. So I'll just put that out there to anybody that wants to say the SEC is not the best conference in football, because they don't really know much about football if you say it's not.
I mean, yeah, I would completely agree with you there. In some other news, Hendon Hooker, ex-quarterback of the Tennessee Volunteers, he got cut by the Detroit Lions, but ended up getting picked up and signing a deal with his teammate from Virginia Tech, also a local here, graduated from Union High School, James Mitchell. Signed a deal, I think it was yesterday or the day before, but those 2 are squadding back up. He's going to back up Bryce Young, an Alabama quarterback that played really good at Alabama, has not had a great stint in the NFL, but he also hasn't had the best offensive line or the best receiving core. Picked up Xavier Legette last year from South Carolina. They had a few good pickups this year as well in the draft, but I think Hendon could get some actual playing time for Carolina if the Bryce Young situation doesn't kind of pan out by maybe week 3 or 4.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, Hendon's a gamer. Like, he just needs a chance, really, and I think that's why Carolina got him, because they're not very big on Bryce Young for the last. I mean, they benched him last year. Then they started playing him again, and he played really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, Bryce Young, obviously, he's a good quarterback. You don't win the Heisman for not being a good quarterback. Just is how it is. He hasn't had the best supporting cast around him. But also, I mean, there's a guy right there behind him in Hooker who's just chomping at his heels to get a chance. And he's going to do whatever he needs to do to try and be the guy if they need him to be the guy. And I think that also helps Bryce Young having a guy back there knowing, like, well, God, I want to take his spot. Then Bryce Young's thinking, well, I got to do my job, so this guy ain't taking my spot. So I think it was a good move by Carolina to pick up Hendon.
Absolutely. I mean, and to back what you said, I mean, Joe Milton was the starter at Tennessee, and he went down with an injury against Pittsburgh, and Hendon kind of stepped in, he stepped in that game. I think they ended up losing that game in Neyland by a score or two, but stepped in and did really well, played the rest of the season, had a really good season, then came back the next year, and they ended up going up to Acquire Stadium, Acquire,
What?
Pittsburgh
Whose
Stadium.
stadium?
Playing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't exactly know how to pronounce it, but ended up going up there and beating Pitt in overtime. Hooker threw a late touchdown to Cedric Tillman, who's also having a stint in the NFL now. But I mean, he, like you said, he's chomping at the bit. He's ready to play. He wants game playing. He wants time, and I don't foresee him stopping until he gets that playing time. And I mean, obviously, he didn't have the greatest of preseasons this year. Had a couple fumbles. I think he threw a pick or two. But you know, as a Vol fan, I'm still going to root for him through thick or thin.
Of course.
Great guy as well. I just think him going to Carolina is just a wonderful pickup. I mean, he's close by. He's 4 to 5 hours away. Going to be playing in Bank of America Stadium. And, you know, I mean, it's a quick trip if you wanted to go watch a Vol fan.
Correct.
You wanted to go watch Carolina play. We do have a final score from Lebanon, Virginia. The Lebanon Pioneers pick up a win in the Coal Bowl against the Honaker Tigers, with your score being 49-31.
I'm officially 1-0,
You're 1-0, and I'm officially 0-1.
well, I guess I'm 2-0 now since Gate City won and you're 1-1.
Yeah, I'm 1-1. You're 2-0. I watched a little bit of this game. What I can remember, Lebanon was up decent pretty early. I think it was 21-12. Lebanon was driving. Mike Reese, he's throwing some dots and dimes, getting down the field. Goes to run a speed option, fakes the pitch, takes it up the middle, and fumbles it around the 3 or the 2 yard line. Honaker runs 2 or 3 plays, and they hit Avery Music, and he takes off for a 70-ish yard scamper, gets in the end zone to tie it back up. And the last time I checked, it was actually 31-29. So Lebanon held Honaker to 0 points in what I'm assuming the late third and, you know, the entirety of the fourth quarter. You know, we kind of talked about it last night, or not last night, but the other night. We thought this would be a high-scoring game, and I mean, it was, but not as high-scoring as we thought. That Lebanon defense kind of stepped up and played, seems like, pretty well.
Yeah, Avery Music going out with that injury, and I guess it was about the middle. It was kind of the start of the third quarter. I think kind of derailed Honaker's offense because, I mean, he's obviously one of the best players around here. That's why I got him at number 2 on my list. Big body, big frame, catches everything. And I think that kind of switched up Honaker's game plan for the rest of the second half. And I feel like Lebanon just kind of buckled down defensively and started getting some stops. And I feel like that's pretty much all they needed was to get 2 or 3 stops, and their offense would get them some points on the board. What was it, 49-31?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gate City won 49-28.
Correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you're sitting at 2-0. I'm 1-1. But it's still very early, still week 1. Got a lot of big games tomorrow. Got a lot of games tomorrow. Also Saturday and Sunday for the college scene. Before we end off this episode, Brady, you got anything you wanna say or add?
You want to try and do it 2 days a week now?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah. So this is our second episode this week. We'll definitely have one every week. I'll say that's a definite. So, and we'll try to get to 2 if we can. If we don't have anything going on, probably try and stick to that Tuesday, Thursday regimen, or maybe Monday, Wednesday, just something like that. And like I mentioned earlier briefly at the start of the pod, I guess in their first episode next week, we're definitely going to have Gage Palmer from Graham and Jasir Williamson from Graham on here. And hopefully in the second half, after we get done with them, we can get maybe another guy or two other guys, whatever. Then that's one of the main things we really want to do with this, like I touched on earlier. Like, we want to get people on here. We want to talk with them about their performance the week prior and the outlook on the next game and the rest of the season. Like, that's really, I think, one of the main things we made this for, is just to talk, like you said earlier, just to talk ball with kids and give them the recognition they deserve.
Absolutely. I think Bray and I'd also talked about it. I think next week we're also going to start doing a game of the week, or not a game of the week, but a player of the week. So we'll kind of talk about it maybe Saturday or Sunday or maybe even Monday, kind of look through some stuff and figure out who we think, maybe had the best performance. Just obviously just stat wise, not did their team win, how much did their team win by, that won't take any accountability into the player of the week. It's just going to be solely off of statistics. How did this player play against whoever they played?
Just to touch on that a second. The early front runners, obviously. I think the low quarterback from Honaker, Peyton Long, or is it Peyton or Parker? It might be Parker.
I think it's Parker.
All right. Anyways, I think he had over 300 yards early in the third quarter, and I think he finished with 3 touchdowns, maybe 4. I know Avery Music had 3 touchdowns. Not sure on the yardages yet. I'll get that figured out tomorrow. I'm sure somebody will release it. Not sure about the low kid's final stats, or I'm sure Mike Reese had a lot of yards, and I don't really know how many touchdowns he had. I didn't get to watch all of it. And the Jesse kid at running back, but yeah, like he said, like, don't matter if you won or lost. Whoever put up the best numbers is going to win our player of the week. It's just how it is. That's all. When I'm looking at players of the week and whatnot, I'm looking at, God, he had the best performance out of anybody I see on this list. So he played the best out of anybody. That's how it's going to be for us here. And there's sometimes we might, if we disagree on it, we'll give it to both of them if you want to.
Yeah.
Like, there might be 2 or 3 different guys that we think are player of the week.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to try to, reach out to those guys that we think are our players of the week, try to get them on here, and, just obviously, we don't have anything to necessarily send them or give them. But we can invite them on here, talk to them, just let them talk about their performance, give them some recognition, and post it, and then, all their friends, family, and hopefully you guys can, watch it and also maybe kind of enjoy their journey through high school football.
Correct.
You only get 4 years of high school ball. You've got to make the most of it. And some kids, they play really, really well, but some other kids may outshine them. That's just how sports are. That's how it goes in athletics. I may have a really, really, really good week, but if Bray has a better week, then obviously Bray is going to get that award or get that talking to. And
yeah, but if just like I just did with all 4 of them, even if you're not the player of the week and you put up a good show, and you're going to get mentioned on here.
Absolutely.
Like, we're not going to let that go by unnoticed. Like, you're going to get a shout out if you played a heck of a game, because you deserve it. Like, you went out there and balled, and you deserve your recognition. Even though it's coming from us 2 guys, like, you still deserve. We see it, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Absolutely. We may not have the most followers or get the most views out there, but we're thankful for what we do get, and we still want to show those guys the love that they deserve to what we do get, and just
I was
see what happens.
sorry to interrupt you, but when somebody does put up good numbers, like me and Coach Sturgill, we got a lot of friends, and like we talk about it with them. Like we talk football with anybody. Like I remember I was texting my cousin Brennan earlier and talking about the Lebanon game, and we were talking about how good the Low kid was playing, how good Mike was playing, how good the Jesse and Toby Baker was playing, how good music was playing. Like we talk about these things. Like if you go out there and put on a show, we're going to talk about you.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you can't, you know, if you're not the guy that gets the award that week, you will still be talked about. You know, we're still gonna, you know, obviously, you know, Bray and I, we both kind of look at some stats. You know, whenever we do have that free time, we do our research. You know, and try to, you know, get the correct numbers and the correct everything, and ask the right questions, and, you know, be the, you know, good podcast hosts by asking the questions that we think most of you guys would want to hear the answer to, as well as, you know, maybe just some questions that we want to hear the answer to. So, you know, kind of like we're going on about, we think that this could be a really good thing, you know, getting some player of the weeks out, you know, inviting them on here and just kind of talking to some of these guys and seeing how their season's going. Hopefully we can get a lot of different people on here from a lot of different schools. I mean, we've already got Lehigh on here. So hopefully, you know, next week we're going to have some Graham guys, you know, maybe we can get some Thomas Walker, some Twin Valley, some East Side, you know, just
if you want to come on, just send us a message. I mean, you can see our Instagram and TikTok whatnot on the right below our faces down there. So just shoot us a message, and we'll try our best to work with your schedule, work with our schedule, and we'll try and get you on here and talk for 25, 30 minutes, or as long as you want to talk for.
Absolutely. And like Bray was saying earlier, I do think we should, or not should, but I think we're going to switch to maybe getting 2 out a week, hopefully. You know, that Monday or Tuesday post being our predictions, you know, of the high school slate as well as the college football slate for that week. And then maybe, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, getting another one out. And it is talking to some players, seeing how they're preparing for the week, you know, according to some of their games, or seeing how they're feeling going into some of these games, just to kind of shine some of the spotlight on them. But, you know, with that being said, I think that's all from me. Bray, do you have anything before we kind of kick this one off and end it off here?
No, just appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate Carter and Clay for getting on here and giving us a little insight on the game tomorrow night, and just honestly just had a good time talking to them. They're obviously, Carter's my cousin, but Clay's one of my best friends. I've known him since my whole life. We played little league baseball together when we were 3-4 years old. Like that's just the connection I have with those guys. They're two of my best friends. I'll talk to them for the rest of my life. So
Right.
Enjoyed having them guys on here. Just two great kids and two of my best friends.
Absolutely. So with that, we'll end off the Under the Lights podcast show with Lucas Bray. And unfortunately, again, we didn't get to have Brennan because he's doing some college homework. But that will be the end of our show tonight. As you know, as the ticker down there says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you guys want to show us some love on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we've got a Facebook on now. You know,
TikTok.
go out, show some love. We'll try to get some videos out on TikTok here soon.
Still trying to learn the clip making
Absolutely.
thing and getting it out on TikTok.
Some of this technology stuff is harder than it seems, but yeah, we'll be trying to get some of that stuff out. Just thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy it, and that'll be the end here for us. We hope to see you guys again soon. Should be maybe Monday night or Tuesday night. Again, just thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you guys.
Peace.